Hi friends, welcome back to Mark's Speed Shop. Today's video, we're going to do a little bit on this Ranger here. We're going to see if it'll run, if it'll crank. I hadn't even put a battery in it or turned the switch on it in probably, I say 2 years. If y'all know me by now, when I say 2 years, it's probably actually closer to 3 years. It's been a little while. As a matter of fact, the last time I moved it, I just hooked the chain to it and drug it to where it is because I had to make room for a 46 Chevy frame, and that was, gosh, that was at least 2 years ago. And that's when I hooked the chain to it and moved it. So it's probably been a good 3 years since I cranked it. We're gonna throw a semi-hot battery in. You know me and my batteries. We'll throw a battery in it and throw a little juice to it. Make sure she turns over and see if she'll crank. I'm gonna put some fresh gas in it too. So welcome back. I hope you enjoy it. We'll probably get around to a little bit on the C10 again. It's a beautiful day here today. Probably crank a charger and bring it out. So you might get a little bit of everything, but this is the main thing I'm gonna be fooling with. But thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoy it. Let me show you just a little bit of this here before I take the air cleaner off. Hopefully all the battery ends are okay, and the little relay. I think we replaced that not too long ago. Well, several years, but this is not the Ranger engine. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure. I think it's a car engine because it does have a 2-barrel on it. Apparently none of the Rangers came with 2 barrels. All of them were 1 barrels. So I'm not really sure what it is. And the carburetor has been jinkied up a whole lot. It's about as basic as you can get it. Reminds me of when Harley and Davidson were doing their first prototype motorcycles. They were using bean cans for cylinders and all that kind of stuff. So you had basic carburetor, just had a little bit of gas and sucked in some air. That's about all this one's doing anymore. Everything's been deleted and wired open and all that, but it seems to, usually it works. So we're gonna see. I just want to show you. I'm gonna take the air cleaner all off. Of course, we don't have wing nuts, but hopefully everything's gonna be all right, and we're gonna see. I mentioned this before, but this is a 1983 Ford Ranger, 4-wheel drive pickup, 4-cylinder, 4-speed. Now, I'm going to go ahead, even before I even try to do it over, I'm going to put a thing of Behrman's and some fresh gas in it. Because this is not a paid advertisement. I wish it was, maybe someday. But this stuff is great. It works great. It really helps. Hopefully it'll help liven up whatever old fuel is in there, and then mix it with some of the new fuel, which is not good fuel, but it's fresher. I'm just going to be pouring this. Hey, look, automatic dumpster. You carry it around with you. I'm going to be pouring this gas in here because this is one of them cans got this sorry safety gas cap crap. It don't work. It still leaks everywhere when you're pouring it. The person that came up with that, basically a dumbass, but makes everything a whole lot worse. I suspect who came up with it might have been a company that sells the good old spouts. So when they sell you a can overpriced, Then you throw that crap away and buy one of their regular caps for it. All right, I put about probably a good 4 gallons in it, maybe a little more. I wanted to get a decent amount in it, but I like to save a little bit in case I need it. All right, I hooked the battery up, the old kind of weak battery out of the white Plymouth, which I fired up down to the house and let it run and brought it up here and ran it. So hopefully the battery's charged up pretty good. So before I even throw any gas or anything in the carburetor, let's see if the battery is hooked up okay and or tight enough, and see if it'll zoo over. Oh, battery ain't tight. Of course, I might have to clean the old cables. Let's see. How about that? She turns over. Now let me get a little gas and pour it in the carburetor and just see if she'll fire. I do remember when Josh and I were fooling with this last time, 2 or 3 years ago. We did put new plugs in it, a new fuel pump on it, and we ended up having to take the carburetor off and cleaning it up. We didn't rebuild it, but we took it off and cleaned it up. Now I had a little bit of old gas in a squirt jug. I put a little bit of STP motor treatment in it. I like to have like 2-cycle oil. It burns better, but I don't like to put just straight gas down it. It's alright if the thing's been running and just the accelerator pump is bad, but a little bit of fuel in it, see if she'll bark off a little bit. How about that? Now, this ain't set up, there's no testing. I just decided this morning that I need to be working on this C10. But I just decided to go ahead and fiddle with this a little bit. So I hadn't tried it, hadn't zooted it over, hadn't done anything. It's the first time in years that I even did that. And Josh said, I bet you just put a battery in and she'll fire up. And she did, and I ain't picking the gas up right now. So let's try that again, see how that works. Wow, impressive. I just primed the carburetor twice. I didn't even fill the bowl up. I just primed the carburetor. You saw the first time, the second time it was running. It ran until I cut it off. So now off camera, since I'm not going to waste all my time just y'all seeing it run, I'm going to fire it back up and let it run. And I'm going to see if it'll move. really happy that it fired up and running fine. Sorry for all those of you that thought it was going to be a exciting, hard to do, will it run? I kind of thought it would be too. Gotta admit, the little Ford is just amazing. Josh was right on that, that's for sure. He said, I bet you throw a battery in it, it's going to fire up. A little more than that, but not much more. Put some fresh gas, a little battery, a little gas and carburetor, and she fired right up. Now she's running idle. I noticed the brake, the right front keeps locking. So I know it needs a hose. I did order brake hoses for it, I don't know, 6 months ago maybe. Got them down at the house. I went ahead and I ordered two. This side's got a pretty new one on it. It was just a few years ago. Well, it's probably been 10 years now. But I had problems with it and had to did the brakes on the front, the new brake hose on that side because it came apart and ripped it off. And fixed the bearings, did all kinds of stuff to it. But this hose was okay, so it didn't get replaced. I actually have a friend of mine helping me with some of that. But I got a new hose now. I'm going to put one on this side. If it needs it on this side, I'll do it. But I'm going to put one on this side. I'm not going to do it on this video. I'm going to still do a few other things. Beautiful day. I'm going to take it down. I might throw a little quick wash on it. Won't hurt it none. I'll check the air, check the brake fluid, stuff like that. I didn't even check the oil before I cranked it, but it's got good oil pressure. I'm going to fiddle around with it a little bit, and I'll get that on video. I mean, we'll get a few other things too. But will it run? Yeah. She's sounding real happy. She's probably chewing on that old gas. Hopefully she'll stay running and burn some of that through. Even not running great, it's running pretty good, not being cranked in at least 3 years. I mean, this is where it was sitting, and this is after I moved it, I don't know, about a year and a half ago. That's where it's been sitting. I definitely don't want to hit the brake. I don't want to have to. I can feel it dragging. There we go. First time she's run, moved without a chain in another truck in at least 3 years. Alright, let's get her down here. I might have to move the Dodge. Alright, I'm going to let her run. She's still running. Been running for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes. Temperature gauge doesn't work. Oil pressure does, fuel does. Running a little bit better. She's really not great. That's what I said. I want to make sure all the gas is still back around. It's still small. If a little bit of increase, I still had it shot. Seems to be right, but I'm going to let the gases come back around. I'm going to cut her off, and we'll see if she'll crank back up after I wash it. Now, I know I've mentioned this 2 or 3 times, but remember, never use dish soap because it can ruin your fine finish. It strips your wax and everything off of it. Never use dish soap. Always use a car wash on something that's got good paint on it that you've waxed already. That being said, I'm using dish soap, a sponge, and an old scrubby brush. Because the only thing I'm trying to save on that is maybe a little bit of metal. I do want to take it. I got black primer and I got black paint. I might mix a little bit of black primer, a little bit of black paint, give it kind of a little more of a sheen to it, make it look a little more hot rod black. Might not. Right now, all I want to do is get it cranked, get it running, done that, and get her washed up a little bit, get some of this crud off of it. And we get scrubbing. All right, everything. There we go. All washed up. Not a lot of difference. Just got some of that crud, years of crud, and them little lakings off of it. Leechkins? Whatever. A little bit better. A little bit better. Even the wheels shined up a little bit. That was just a quick rough. Look at the, still got a little bit of shine on the back here. Pretty cool. Let's get her back up to the shop and air up them tires. Well, I think I'm gonna park her right there for now because there's so much in the shop. I gotta replace this brake hose, this side. So it'll be a good spot to jack it up, pull the wheel off, change the brake hose right here. It'll be alright. Getting some pretty weather now. I meant to bring a brake hose with me up here, but I got down to the house. I'll bring it back next time. Well, this has turned out alright. I know as far as video content, the Will It Run wasn't real exciting. But I gotta admit, I was pretty happy with it. Because I ain't really been working with it a whole lot. There's so much other junk I gotta fool with and working with. I'm really tickled that it fired up and ran. Running good now. Took it down to the house. Give it a quick bath. Cleaned it up a little bit. Fix that brake hose. Should be alright. Oh yeah, I had to put a decal. I hadn't put a decal on there, so I got a bunch of old decals. I also wanted to say, y'all noticed in my intro, I just show it for a moment, but it is this truck the day I painted it. Painted it blue. So it's still taped up in the paint booth. So notice that next time you watch the intro. Still, like I say, it's still taped up in brand new blue paint. Still looking good. I'll even later on, I'll even go a few pictures of it after that. Put the crackers on it. So see it looking good. Well, since I worked on this today, got a little bit done. Very happy with it. I didn't do anything to this other than drive it. I drove it up here and borrowed the battery to put in that. So I didn't get any work done on the C10 Gasser project. Not this time. But I will soon. Probably by the time y'all see this video, I will be back working on it. Still got my little pattern there in the engine. And I didn't even bother to crank up the charger. She's sitting in here pretty day though. But I'm gonna fire that up pretty soon too. I think all this week's supposed to be nice. So maybe I'll get another day. Another afternoon anyway. These days have gotten longer now. We got daylight savings time. Yeah. But that's where she was sitting. Cleaned that up a little bit, so need to get on that Edsel, don't I? Need to get on that Edsel. I got so much I need to do. That's one reason, like I say, I started doing the videos. Got all these old cars to fool with. I don't get a whole lot done at one time, but I thought maybe some of y'all might enjoy seeing some of them. Now, my whole plan for this truck to begin with was going to be my old shop truck, just an old patina looking rough shop truck, Mark Speed shop truck. 6-cylinder, 3-speed. I put the big black wheels on it and all that. Well, then the head gasket blew, found out the block was cracked, and I just lost my mind. I decided to buy some little 4-inch wheels and tires. Decided to put the 350 in it, doing the work to that and getting all that done. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the black and the Mark Speed shop off the door because I want to sand down more paint, get a little more rusty, basically, patinaed. And then I'm going to end up clear coating it, and I'm going to put stuff over the clear coat, more decals and some racing stuff on it. I think it's gonna look pretty good. But now that I have this running, I think I'm going to do it in a kind of a hot rod black. It might be a custom mix. Like I say, I have some black epoxy primer, and I've got black single stage gloss black. So I thought I could put like a quart of gloss in it, and it should bring that epoxy up a little bit and give it a little sheen to it. So I might just do this all in like a hot rod black, and then put Mark's Speed Shop decals on the doors. This might just become the shop truck. Since the shop truck is becoming the gasser truck, give me some comments. See what you think. I'd like to see what you think is what I mean. All right, that's going to wrap up this video on the little Ford Ranger. Like I said, not the best will it run exciting video, but yes, it ran. It runs good, it runs great. Got a little mist to it, but it always has. I think it's in that carburetor, but I don't care. As long as it runs and does all right. Got to get on this brake, put that brake line on, that should be all right. Went ahead and put on my Galaxy Gasser t-shirt and my Ford hat, in honor of the Ford truck. And there's the Galaxy back there. It's another project, big project. But maybe we'll get on to doing a little bit on that pretty soon too. But I tell you what, I really appreciate you coming back, watching, checking out the little Ford truck. Something a little different. I've been fooling with Chevrolet so much and these Mopars so much. A little bit something different. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give me some comments. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just hit that little button and you'll subscribe. And remember, every little bit you do will get you closer to finishing your project. Or get you closer to it running, or get you closer to it doing more work on it, or whatever, however it goes. You know how that is. I really appreciate you coming back to see me. Come back next time, and I'll be here, good Lord willing, and I'll see you at the shop.